This is Jordan Tower with JT News. Make sure you smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Let's get right into the news. So Jim Jones met up with Big U, and they went through Harlem for his podcast. And, you know, Wack 100 obviously reacted to that. Now, you reacted to it 2 times. You know, he has his issues with Jim Jones because Jim Jones is looking a little spooky with, you know, his involvement with him not getting picked up. With his involvement with 9 Trey, Mel Matrix, and everything when he's on wiretaps and he's in testimonies and everything, and he's the only one that really didn't get picked up. So Jim, you know, Wack 100 is just questioning it, and allegedly there's this paperwork that who knows, you know, if it's real or not. And then, you know, Jim Jones is trying to clear his name with Big U. He ran to Big U, tried to clear his name. Tekashi claims that he has Tekashi even questions it, like, why was he the only one that picked up when everybody else was picked up that was on wiretaps and everything? Well, Big U did his, you know, Big U's running a podcast, so he did the thing. He's doing a podcast with WorldStar. I don't know why he's doing it with WorldStar, but he's doing it with them. And he kind of like defends Jim Jones. And then Wack 100 reacts to it the first night and says, like, oh, no, he has a podcast. He's running a business. But then the second day, he's in, like, a project. And he's like, I only go to the projects. He's clowning them for going to the projects in Harlem. He's like, I only go to the projects if I got a project to do, like, a construction project. Then Big U gets wind of that and reacts to it. These guys are having, like, a little tit for tat. It's nothing serious. But, like, I'll play the response here. And I'll play a little bit of Wack 100's, like, first response. But it's nothing, you know, and this is going to keep going on until Wack 100 and Jim Jones have a face-off. But Jim Jones won't address this straight up. He always sends somebody else to do it, like his friends, Mel Matrix from jail. He never addresses it straight up.
So we can look up to, you know what I mean? I'm not the kind of cat to say, I don't care what nobody think. We all really do kind of care what people think. I just accept people's opinion about me. If me, it's just me. I ain't mad at you. You know what I mean? Be blessed. You keep feeling like you feel it till you get in arm's reach with some violence. I'm living that truth.
And then you got people on live saying at the end of this interview, a lot of people gonna have to apologize to Jim Jones. So what you know about that?
I don't know. You gotta ask Jim Jones and Big U. I ain't got nothing to do with that interview.
That poor.
Yeah, you said.
Boy, Wack out of that, man.
Yeah, I ain't got. Yeah, I ain't got.
I wasn't saying.
What the fuck that interview about?
I wasn't saying like that.
He ain't make an interview. He had with everything.
Yeah, I don't know what that interview about, bro. We gotta wait and see the interview.
Right,
Facts. My
fact.
son made money. My son hit work.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you know, apologies only come from weak situations where motherfuckers is wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's no.
That's right.
There's no element or no power, no human being or no man, right? Even though people think so, that can make your fucking wrong right. If it's wrong, it's wrong.
That's
You know what I'm saying? You can
right.
You can do favors for, or you can pay these niggas off or pay them niggas off, and then yeah, they might ride around with you, but even they know you wrong, right? But they just, it's whatever the situation is, the reason why they doing it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I've been in situations where I went into people's backyards, right? And it might be a problem going on because one of my people was dead wrong, but the power of the dollar got the people across the street to stand with him so he can get through there like he's right. So, you know, I don't know what the interviews. I do know Big U's podcast is called Checking In, and it's kind of symbolic from what I see him doing, because people always get offended and they take it wrong when niggas say check in when you come out here. So you got to figure like Big U landed in New York, and it's kind of symbolic for him representing like, yo, it's nothing wrong with checking in. I'm checking in with Jim Jones in New York as a Crip. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I see. You know what I mean? From Big U side. Now what Jim talking about or the rest of them talking about, you know, that's yet to be seen. You You know what I'm saying? So
Right, yeah, that's what I was.
I don't know.
Totally on the big. I mean, not Big U, but totally on the Jim Jones situation, on Jim Jones side.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, he got a situation going on right now that we all know about and where people talking about. So, you know, you never know what he talking about. Jim in the history of music and had several situations he's been confronted with. This is just not the first one. You know what I mean?
Hey, yo.
You know, so
Yeah,
Yo, Wack, respectfully,
yo.
can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead, bro. I want to say something to Wack real quick too.
yeah, but other than that, we have to wait. We have to wait and see, you know, really what it's about. But I know that's his podcast. He wasn't, you know, he got a podcast called Checking In. So I think it was kind of symbolic for him representing that checking in don't mean no buster shit or no punk shit. Like everybody can check in when you go to different places. What I seen on Big U side, but we have to wait and see.
Man,
Hey,
did
what?
y'all see Jim Jones show all his teeth while he was with Big U? He all smiling, he looking all happy and shit. Like, look who I'm with.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
like what the fuck is you smiling so hard
I mean,
for?
what I will say on Jim Jones' side is Big U's been home about 16, 17 years. I think he came home in 03, 04, something like that, right? What I will say is this, and this is if he's attempting to do something, nigga, in all these years you ain't never reached a Big U. So if you reach it to him now, right, it says something.
To me
All
too.
these years, you ain't never reached. You've been on your super blood shit. You know what I'm saying? Right? And that's cool, right? But you've never reached over there to you know, like he said, when I come to your neighborhood, when I come to LA, I want to come walk through your neighborhood. In 16, 17 years, Big U been home, doing all he been doing, moving, doing all the shit he been doing. Big U been coming to New York. You ain't never reached to Big U for nothing. So
Big facts.
if that is what you're doing, it really shows your hand that you reaching, you trying to camouflage some shit. Which, you know, to Big U's defense, as far as I'm concerned, he was just, you know, representing his podcast and checking in. You know what I mean?
I would have thought Jim Jones got all the homies on the west side, no problem, pull up, roll out the red carpet. It ain't no thing when he got a big crib.
Fucks with the homies. He fucks with the homies when he come out here. He's never reached to that side, ever. He's never done that. So for him to do that right now, if that's what he's doing on his side, it look a little different on Big U side. I know what he's doing. He's doing his podcast. His podcast called Checking In. So I landed in New York. I'm Big U. I'm an OG from the West Coast of Crip. So, you know, I'm checking in with Jim Jones in Harlem, New York, and his block.
So you saying Jim Jones
I
kind
would
of
have
hide the fact
expected
that
Big
he's
U to check in with another Crip, with Bobby or something. Why would he check in with a
Big U-
goofy ass blood nigga
Well,
like
you
Jim
gotta
Jones?
remember, and like I said on my side, right? Whatever Jim Jones is a rapper, he a nigga from Harlem, New York. You know what I'm saying? He is a figure out there, right? So when it comes to the business side of running a podcast, you know, you're gonna talk to motherfuckers that got controversy going on around them. You're gonna talk to somebody that complements whatever, you know, your platform is, right? So I say that to say this: we all looking at Jim like you suspect, nigga. You tell him.
Well, yeah, that's that. It's pretty simple, but I'll be back with more news shortly. Today was a spooky day for news for some reason. I think I just Friday was off. Saturday we're gonna get back in charge. I got a little off course on Friday. I apologize. I did it as best I could, but this is JordanTower JT News. Smash that like button. Peace.